India became independent 78 years ago, why does the Indian Army still carry legacies from over 250 years ago? Because for the longest time, it wasn't truly ours. The Indian Army we now salute was once the sharpest weapons of the British Empire, built to suppress the Indians it now protects. So how did this colonial force transform into the Indian Army of pride and honor? Let's trace the journey of Indianization of the Indian Army. Under British Raj, while Indian soldiers filled the ranks, the commanding authority rested with the British officers. This was because the British rule reeked of racial injustice. Leaders such as Motilal Nehru, Muhammad Ali Jinnah, Amarnath Jha and Shivaswamy Iyer called out this hypocrisy. After all, how could a nation claim self-rule if its own sons were not trusted to lead the army? The real step of Indianization was taken on August 25, 1917, when for the first time 7 Indians received the King's Commission. Though it was a small step, it was a significant one. Building on this, the British established the Royal Indian Military College in Dehradun in 1922 to train elite Indians for Sandhurst. However, only a few could make it. This led to the founding of the Indian Military Academy in 1932, wherein its first batch included Sam Manekshaw, India's future Field Marshal and Army Chief. Yet Indians were not given commanding roles. But this began to change during World War II from 1939 to 1945. During this period, the Indian Army swelled to 2.6 million troops, becoming the largest volunteer army in the world, proudly leading in Africa, Europe and Asia. The Indian Army truly Indianized in 1950 when India became a republic. British crowns gave away to the Ashoka lions. Royal titles vanished. Latin mottos were replaced by Shastra Se Shakti. Jai Hind became the army salute and Sare Jahan Se Acha became marching anthem. From enforcer of empire to defender of India, the Indian Army was reborn. No longer the sword of the Raj, but the shield of Bharat.